Al Yankovic, okay? And keep in mind what you guys want to be when you grow up. I waited so long for the hours to pass, but soon it was noon there in Mrs. Krupp's class. And Thursday at noon, as I'm sure you know well, is the time of the week when we both show and tell. And this week the subject so special to me was when I grow up, what am I going to be? That's something I've really been thinking about, and I just couldn't wait to let all those thoughts out. So when Mrs. Krupp said, "Who's ready to share?" you can guess who was there with their hand in the air. I raised both my hands just as high as they'd go, and I bounced up and down, and then what do you know? Well, Mrs. Krupp picked me, yes, me, to go first. Oh, I was so happy that I thought I would burst. I proudly stood up and began my oration concerning my choice for future vocation. Ahem. Esteemed friends and colleagues and dear Mrs. Krupp, I know what I'm going to be when I grow up. Why, I'll be the greatest chef you've ever seen. The world will go crazy for my hot cuisine. I'll tantalize taste buds with my rigatoni, sautéed with black truffles and pickled bologna, surrounded by kumquats and candied pig's feet, topped with shrimp-flavored lollipops, bon appetit. My walls will be filled with awards that I've gotten for toast on a stick and my Twinkies au gratin. My kitchen will be the most famous in France, so make reservations 12 years in advance. There's no doubt about it, I'm certain you see, a world-renowned chef is what I'm gonna be. That's very nice, Billy, sweet Mrs. Krupp said. Who wants to be next? Maybe Susie or Fred? I said, hold the phone now, I haven't departed. Hang on to your seats, because I'm just getting started. See, maybe instead I could be a snail trainer. Man, that would be awesome. Why, that's a no-brainer. I'll teach all my snails to do really neat tricks. They'll play dead, roll over, and even fetch sticks. Of course, all the sticks will come back 2 years later, but working with snails, I mean, what could be greater? They'll do any stunt that I like. Holy moly, I'll train them to pedal a bike really slowly. Then jump, I mean ooze, through a huge ring of fire and crawl at a snail's pace across a high wire. Then finish by riding my mane with their trails. That's right, I'll be Billy, the master of snails. Can you guys see over there? Okay. Or else maybe I'll be the lathe operator who makes the hydraulic torque wrench calibrator, which fine-tunes the wrench that's specifically made to retighten the nuts on the lateral blade. That's directly beneath the main radial socks inside cooling systems on X-14 rockets. And since this professional's as cool as can be, well, who would be better than it at me? Say, here's an idea, perhaps just for laughs, I might make a living by milking giraffes. It's oh so cliche to get milk from a cow, and I bet all those cows need a break anyhow. Imagine me milking way up in the air. I'll use a ladder instead of a chair. What? Milking giraffes? Mrs. Krupp said. Oh, please, I countered. How else could we make giraffe cheese? Now, don't interrupt me. I'm not really through yet. There's still lots of stuff that I'm planning to do yet. Because maybe I'll be a gorilla masseuse. Or an artist who sculpts out of chocolate mousse. Or a rodeo clown or movie director, or maybe professional pickle inspector, or big sumo wrestler, or hedge fund investor, or smelly pit sniffing deodorant tester. Do you guys hear rhyming words? Yeah. Or I'll be an expert on nuclear fission, or else a foot model, or friendly mortician, or waiter, or skater, or master debater, or dinosaur dusting museum curator, or TV repairman, or sidewalk sign waver, or part-time assistant tarantula shaver. And that's about when Mrs. Krupp said, now Billy, please make up your mind, this is getting quite silly. Which one of those things are you going to choose? I shuffled around and I looked at my shoes. And finally I said, my great-grandfather's Bob's been a whole lot of things, had a whole bunch of jobs. A butcher, a barber, a bellman, a bouncer, a telephone visit, and bingo announcer. You know what? He just turned 103, and he's still not quite sure what he wants to be. See, I'm only 8 now, so frankly I'm hoping you'll cut me some slack if I leave options open. Let's just wait and find out what my future brings. Hey, I might have time to do all of those things. And then the bell rang and we all went to lunch, and as I was sipping my pineapple punch, I pondered professions that I'd like to enter, like brave firefighter or crazy inventor. Or maybe, just maybe now, when I grow up, I can be a great teacher like dear Mrs. Krupp. Okay, so now I'm going to give you guys a worksheet, and you guys are going to write in your kid writing what you guys want to be when you grow up and draw a picture of it.
What are some examples of what you could maybe be?
Yeah. Alexa?
A doctor.
A doctor, yeah. So you could write, when I grow up, I want to be a doctor, and draw the doctor, right?
A teacher.
A teacher. Kaylee?
A teacher.
Yeah. Colby?
A police.
Nice.
A police.
Yep.
Police.
Those are good ones. Sydney?
A dentist.
Cool. Lexi?
A dentist.
Alexa?
A scientist.
Yeah. Olivia?
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, you can look in this book if you want ideas, and I can help you.
Okay.
Okay. Jackson? The police? Tyler?
Police.
Yeah. Okay. Dax?
Police.
Nice. Those are good ones, okay? So I'll hand you guys this, and you guys can go back, okay?
If she hands it to you, then you can walk to your table and put your first name and your last name at the top. And then on the bottom, make a sentence. Say, I want to be a... That's what you can say.
You want to be last? Okay.
I want to be... Right, Sydney McFarland, Justin Del Grosso.
Here you go. Thank you. Here you go.
Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you, Jackson.